Hi, I'm Ross Kenneth Durkin, personal finance editor at TheStreet.com and sometimes renegade biker. I'm here today trying the A2B, a new bike that's just come to New York that's eco-powered and goes 20 miles per hour. The global e-bike market is $11 billion large, but will New Yorkers and Americans at large take on this alternative to urban mobility? Let's find out.
I was talking to somebody earlier who said, I commute about 40 odd miles a day, or one way coming into New York from some other part of from New York State. And so I take my car, take it into the metro station, park it there, go by train, go change a train, and then take a taxi into office, which is about 4 or 5 miles from the station. Now, if you've actually got a bike like this, which is a Kuo, which is a folding bike, you could actually carry it, you could pedal from home into the station, carry it on the train, and pedal here and on the way back, and go all the way back. So if you want to get your exercise, and you've got electric power, so you don't have to pedal if you don't want to that much. So there is a market, there are cities, you look at New York, you look at San Francisco, you look at Florida, and you look at Boulder, Colorado, there's multiple cities where the people would be highly attracted to A2B. The business actually started off by my grandfather in 1956. They had just moved from Pakistan, what is now part of Pakistan, and they'd come with nothing but shirts on their backs. So my grandfather, when he came to India, first he started working in the army canteen, earning a very meager salary a month. And then from there, he set up a bicycle shop. Now that bicycle shop grew from there. We started manufacturing or assembling bicycles, which graduated into mopeds and then motorcycles. And in all of these categories, we've always worked on the backward integration. So we had to manufacture the majority of the critical components ourselves to keep the cost low and to keep the quality high and to keep inventories low. So we started by 83, we started manufacturing motorcycles as well in a joint venture with Honda, and that lasted about 27 years. By 86, we became the largest bicycle company in the world. We made about 2.3 million bicycles that year, and we were in the Guinness Book of Records for 5 years thereafter. 2002, we became the largest motorcycle company in the world. And business has grown substantially from there. 2000 is when we actually introduced electric bikes in India, but they were well ahead of the time. We didn't understand the technology so well, the consumer didn't understand it, we didn't translate it we didn't educate the consumer enough. There has always been a difference in the quality requirements or the product requirements in Europe versus, let's say, Germany or the German-speaking countries and Netherlands and Benelux versus the US. US is always, if you look at even other product ranges, US is always at a slightly lower price point, but more mass. There it's at a more premium price point, but not very high quality products. And as people use them, become accustomed to them, they know the problems. And then they see products like ours, which are more in the premium range, but higher quality and much better quality products. So if you look at cars, you've got the standard cars and you've got premium brands. It's the same thing which is going to happen in the electric vehicle segment as it matures. So whether it's Europe or it's North America or it's Latin America or anywhere else, you will have different segmentation. You will have people who want the basic, cheaper products, which will get you from one place to another. And then you've got, which are the premium products, which are like A2B, where the design, the compactness, the size, the motor technology that is used inside, the batteries that's used inside. For example, this is like almost a 40-pound folding bike, which you can easily carry in your hand on this thing. You look at a market like New York, for example, people are willing to pay thousands of dollars for a good quality bicycle, for example. So they will coexist. They will be different. Cost, I think, at least in our segment, is not necessarily going to be the driving factor. It's going to be more about eco-friendly, it's going to be the cool quotient, it's about doing your bit for the environment, your bit for the city, your bit for you wanting to get from place A to place B, and having the ability to do so for much longer ranges without actually sweating it out, so to speak.
We just returned back to the parking lot from taking these for a spin. I had a lot of fun out there, and I want to know what you thought, Rocco. Is this worth the $1,700 or $2,000 purchasing price?
I ride road bikes a lot, so I'm sort of a bike purist, so it wouldn't be for me. That said, though, I think for what it is, it's a good price. I think when you look at a place like Manhattan, if you're not paying for public transportation every day, if you're obviously not driving a car, if this is your primary mode of transportation or a major mode, easily worth a couple of grand.
I, for one, would love to take this from uptown where I live down to Wall Street, where our office is, but it's certainly not a workout. All that throttle that kicked in, I was just, breezing by.
Yeah, it's not a toy either, because when you start to pedal, there's something called pedal assist, which apparently you can turn off, and what pedal assist does is gives you a boost, so it'll take off, meaning you got to be careful on turns when you're riding this thing if that feature is on, but it's not a workout. You can dog it, which is part of the reason why a real cyclist may not like it, but for a commute, man, I mean, you get what you pay for, and there's no doubt, as a bike, with the electric feature, it's worth the price.
Saw you sort of hot dogging it out there. You need to be a little careful on those turns. There was some extra torque kicking in, and
yeah, you have
I
to
was
brake.
a little concerned / intimidated.
Yeah, you're not supposed to brake through a turn. That's if you're really a hardcore cyclist. But on one of these with the motor, you're probably best to brake through the turn.
Ross Kenneth Erkin, Rocco Pendola with TheStreet.com. We've been trying out the A2B bike. Maybe you should too.